Multiversus is on its way back. I was walking past McDonald's the other day on the street, and they had a promotion in the window for the Happy Meal toys. Were just some like sort of Multiversus cards, or I don't know what the hell they were, but it's true. Multiversus is on its way back. It is returning. I was like, this game doesn't exist. Why is this here at McDonald's? And then a few days later, they had this presentation, and I think it's coming back on the in May or something like that. We're getting new Multiversus. Now, it's interesting because they've said in this whole thing that, like, okay, we've rebuilt the game on Unreal Engine 5. Okay, whoa. We've done a bunch of animations. We've gave everybody new movesets. We're putting in PvE modes. And what the fuck else did they say? Brand new netcode, right? Because here's the deal with Multiversus. Multiversus got increasingly worse. Not because the gameplay got bad or anything. Like, the game's fine. Whatever. It's because it started to get increasingly more and more strain put on it. There was so many... This was like... they're not going to recapture this, right? This magic in the bottle. But it was the most people ever playing, a fighting game at once. From it being like a Smash Bros. Clone. Call them platform fighters. So it's easy for people to get into. The characters, free to play. Loads of people jumped on. But it was just a beta, right? And so what kind of happened was Warner Brothers, doing what they do, were trying to monetize and put battle passes and make loads of money out of the beta. So they had this, whatever small team was making this game, were trying to, make the netcode sustainable and make the server spaces and just, do all that, like, baseline maintenance work to make this thing actually, like, playable. Plus, WB are down their necks, like, trying to monetize this. Because they do that, man. You look at the shit with, like, Suicide Squad. You look at sometimes how they treat Mortal Kombat. They try to, like, you know what I mean? They try to milk the teats of these games. And to be doing that in a beta... fucking insane. So there was a lot of people who did kind of think that, like, they sort of took the money and ran when the game disappeared, because they integrate these battle passes, which, when the game comes back, you'll get. It's just complicated, man. But it was always just meant to be a beta. But the fact that they've gone back and they've, Unreal Engine 5'd it, the animations do look a bit smoother and everything as well. And they said that the netcode works. All right, cool. Now, this might be a fun game for some people to get into, with those Warner Brothers cast of characters. Marvin the Martian's on the way. They have all the characters they already had, who they put in the beta, and it's that expanded. Although I will say stuff like linking Shaggy's moveset to a dead Dragon Ball Z meme is fucking lame. But that's by the by. One thing that I think is really cool, though, is PvE. I think whenever you can put in, like, PvE modes and stuff like this, because, there's not people who are just, like, completely obsessed with, hey, like, Battle Pass and Netcode and matchmaking and whatever. But to put in kind of, like, these PvE modes where, like, you can get together and play with your friends to do cool shit in the game instead of just, like, fighting each other or fighting randos. I think is really, really cool. Like, PvE modes, when they've existed, they had one in the Dragon Ball mode. You go all the way back to Marvel vs. Capcom or the Alpha games. When they have these, like, team-up PvE modes, they're really, really fun. Like, so I will, like, completely champion those when they put them in. So that was something I was really, really happy to see. Really, really, really happy to see. So I'm interested, man. I'll check it out. I mean, as with anything... I'm not a big live service guy. I'm not a big guy who dedicates himself to one game. But if this is a game that, like, I can hop on. I can maybe do some PvE, like, local. Like, get some people on the sofa here. And we rock and we play a little Multiversus together. It could be fucking fun. But, I mean, like, I'm not going to be a guy who's buying all these battle passes. I'm not going to be diving in it from that perspective. But for it to come back and exist and play with those goofy characters. And it will be exciting when new characters get announced and come out, like, that shit's always hype. It's always hype. So, when that happens, I will be interested. It will, like, catch my attention, So Multiversus, I will be checking out in May. I mean, obviously, at the moment, well, not obviously, but if you're following this channel, you will see at the moment the thing that has my piercing. The thing that does have all my attention is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and very soon I'm probably going to be diving into Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection in between all the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the Magic the Gathering, playing those cards. But I don't know, if you're interested in Multiversus, talk to me, man. Maybe we can play together. Maybe we can do the PvE and do cool shit together instead of just fighting each other in the depths of the Warner Brothers Studios multiverse.